Today's episode of One Page Story Extravaganza is brought to you by the following: Bob's House of Fish. We stay open late for the halibut. Also, Fake Explosion. Fake bands, real music. Check it out on YouTube. All right, just a little bit of fun to get us started. Okay, hi. So I've got some stuff to go through first, as I typically do. Welcome aboard to anybody that's joined us so far. Let's have some fun. PM says, hello. So very excited about today. Good stuff. Yeah, look at this guy, Mr. Jim Luan. Yay. The Explosion is a channel of Jim Luan's the music that he does in all of his animated films. So if you get a chance, check it out. It's a lot of fun, but not around the kids. Some of it, anyways. Chris says, hiya. Estella Planet Creative Studios says hello. Dee Dee says hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, I'm going to do my best to try to keep up with things, but, I'm going to do my best. I need a drink. That's my little cup. Okay, so today's page that I posted is one that I actually did yesterday. I just had a great time hanging out yesterday with Doug Rogers when he was in the studio. It was super fun, super cool. Doug and I have been friends for years, and we really appreciate what each other do. And so that was a lot of fun. We've also got... okay, just keep making sure I'm keeping up. So today's page is Tickle Fight. And Tickle Fight is my promotion of other ideas. Instead of having guns in war, why not try tickling? It could happen. So that was the one page today. Here's a sneak peek for tomorrow. For those that are on Patreon, they get my Saturday and Sunday pages. And this is one of the ones that's going to be up tomorrow. Space, right? Yeah, this is a silly thing. It's so the old space race was totally out of this world, yeah? If you could read it like that, you're going to enjoy it more. All right. So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Also, Sunday's page is going to be, this is a page that I did recently with the horses taking over the stadium page. And this is the surface that I built up before I did the mixed media. This is the mixed media surface before I did the illustration on top. I scanned it. And so I'm going to try to draw digitally on it and see if this works. It's an experiment. I don't know if it'll work. It's not the same. It doesn't have the texture. You don't get into the diddly, So, but that's the other thing we got going on. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to switch up and get the Fatso off the screen. And let's kick up some... Oh, what's this? Oh my goodness. Jelly, everyone. This, I did this just before the stream. The Adventures of P&M. So I'm going to put this is a big piece of 11 by 17 cardstock that I've got here. And I'm going to find a prettier one because this one's got schmutz on it. Hey, look at this guy. Okay, so the Adventures of P&M logo, I just did it the last second here, printed out, and I'm going to put it on the page. So, going to have some fun with that. I'm going to do some mixed media stuff, but here's the thing. I usually modify the surface and stuff like that when I'm working. And hiya, Colleen, welcome aboard. The challenge with this is... I'm sorry. Earlier, Jim said, jelly, everyone. Indeed, he just said, peanut butter. You guys are great. All right. So normally I'll take a surface and I'll modify it, but I am going to try to do my very best to do nice images of P and M. And in the course of doing so, I am going to, try not to be mean or just, making like a heavy surface so that when I'm trying to draw their faces on there, there's a little bit of, interference in your face, and I don't want to do that. So I am going to tear this up and we'll incorporate it in, but I want to get down to business with the portraits of the two of them to start things off. So here, I got an idea. What's that, Chris? Boy, am I glad you asked. So this is an 11 across, 17 tall page. It's the same size as the last few days worth of images, right? This jazz. But because it's a nice heavy grade cardstock, and I usually work on these when I'm illustrating projects for other people, this is the stuff that I use. And it takes a lot of abuse. It really works well for different medium, and I like that. But I'm going to show you a breakdown of my thought for today's page. Normally, what I've been trying to do lately is walk things through, okay? So I'm going to jump in on my focus camera, and I've got a piece of that paper here. And so my thoughts, as far as it goes, okay, I got to turn this off. I've been listening to Sinead O'Connor all morning and then the Rio Static for like the last hour. And too much energy. Okay. So if this is the page, okay, and this is my pen, whose name is Uli. Okay, so we've got the Adventures of P&M logo right here. Right? And so my thought is this. One of the things that I want to incorporate right off the hop is the two ladies. So I thought I'm going to do my darndest to do nice illustrations of the two of them. And then the third panel down here is going to be the split screen image of the two of them where they do the harmony, because I don't know about you, but the fact that stream starts with the two of them harmonizing just is good fun to me. I really enjoy that. I think it's really nice. So that's as much as I figured out. We got a lot more page here, but this is the intention at the start. Okay. And then this is just the creative chaos, the creative fun that's going to come after. Now, I can do this a couple of different ways, and I've thought about this. One of the ways I can do it is a bunch of smokes and, some kind of resolution, just to have some interesting shapes move through the page. Another idea is incorporating the same motif at the top, because I'm pretty much settled on that. And harmony. Okay. Another idea I'd had was to use horizontal panels and to have a bunch of situations that they're getting into or out of, in their adventures, not misadventures. Estella says, we can't see what you're drawing. Hopefully you can now. This makes total sense. It's that makes total sense that it's all about, we know when we start. I like how you did the traveler story. Which one was the traveler story? Is that this one? Yeah, that's this one. Yeah, this one was fun. Lots of different media on this, and white on black piece of paper. So it's a lot of white. Okay, so if we look at it this way, with having these vertical panels in here, am I in camera? I'm in camera. And then we can have a kind of resolve at the bottom as well. So either way, we got this part concretely down, and the rest of it, we'll see what happens as we go. But we're starting with this. Fun. Okay. So with that in mind, I got the zoom camera in place. I'm going to pull out of it for a minute I have to step away to make sure the molten core of the Earth doesn't overheat. There we go. All right. So this is a piece of regular old cardstock for when your kids are writing speeches for school. And I'm going to use this as a template for a couple of these frames. Okay, so this is the cheap and easy way of making sure that I get these two images right from one another. So I've got, the intention is P here, M there, and P and M right there. So with that in mind, I tend to leave a little 1/2 inch shape space around the outside edge, little border intention, so that I know that everything is going to still be within frame. Everything is going to be still visible. PM says Jim's a very important person. Okay, so with that in mind, all right, I'm going to do an outline of this guy, and I'm going to move the camera down just a sec so you can see the whole space that I'm drawing in. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of overlap. Pull this down. Whoops. Camera. Can we go that way? Are you going to be finicky? You're going to be finicky. Ha. That'll teach you. Okay, so I've got this set in with a really light orange to start with. And we're going to, I'm going to work, I'm just doing this, the box with the orange, so it's nice and light. You know the one's here. I'll put a piece of paper down so you're, I don't know where that went. Okay. And we intend on having one here. There we go, team. So with that in mind, I'm going to put the one for M right here. And then I have to center out this frame down below. But I'm just putting this light orange down, okay, to put those in. And then now I'm going to put in the two of them together doing their harmony. And so this little bit of business here is really just to start our narrative off, give a little context. There's P, there's M. We've introduced our characters, and hijinks ensue from that point forward. Kauai, Hawaii, and Iceland. Oh, my goodness. Well, anybody that's there, you know, stay safe. I hope you stay safe. Okay, so now I've got a rouge red, sort of like a sepia. We're getting busy here. He's rolling his sleeves up. All right, so now I've got my first panel. And so my thought is I want to capture the two ladies and to be nice and a nice and polite young man, and to do some illustrations of the two of them together. So what I've done is I've looked up some images of P and M. Well, I screen capped a couple of images off their latest. I think it might be their latest stream. Now I'm going to, because I've got this crazy angle going on for this panel, I'm going to tilt the paper so that it's not such a crazy angle. Okay, and I've got my intention is to have P with her hat on and her glasses, and M and her no scarf though. I was thinking about putting her in one of her scarves because in my mind I think that's a lot of fun for, you know, if I draw the two of them running along, you know, being chased by molten lava or a bear, the scarf trailing behind is fun and exciting language, right? So, okay. So anyways, the intent is to just get started. Portraits of the ladies. And I'm going to start with P, and I hope P doesn't mind. Okay. So how other people go about, I draw two different ways. Let's see if I can pull in and make this a little easier to see. There you go. Okay, I draw a couple of different ways. One way is I tractor around an image. That's how I describe it, as tractoring, where I just sort of, and draw around the face that way. And hello, Griffin Shell. Welcome aboard. I like it. I love my scarves. There we go. Okay, so, well, then I'm going to be incorporating a scarf in there. So I'm just going to give a little structure first and foremost. And one of the ways that I'm going to be a cheeky boy and do that is by just getting some shapes together here. Yeah, I know you really can't see them. I know. The intention is for the light orange to disappear into the image. You know, it's all part of my very, very cunning plan. I try to figure out ways about setting this up slightly different. I'm going to have a crook in my neck by the time I get through today because I'm turning back and forth for the image I have on the monitor. Bear with me, folks. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's been a busy day in the studio here, trying to get a couple things done. And it's coming. Things are coming. It's all happening. I missed a few phone calls because I was so in the zone today. I don't know if anybody else gets like this when they're working in their studio space, but I will miss calls flat out. I just, I got my headphones on and I'm just nose to the grindstone, and there the calls go, and I will get back to them when I am able, and not a minute before. So I'm just walking through Patricia's hair here. Patricia's also the same as the name my mother has. Same name as my mother. The band I mentioned earlier that I'm listening to today, the Rheostatics, I hope you check them out. Chris says, we hope your neck doesn't suffer, Christopher. No, I'll do my best. Welcome aboard, Mary Ellen. Okay, so there's a really neat shape to P's eyebrows. I want to get a hold of that shape in there. So I tend to draw the eyes and then add the glasses. I don't know about other people. Some people do them both at the same time. I don't. I realize that for the most part, it's eyeballs first, glasses second. And that way, we're getting the important bits. Where are you, Derwin? It's my buddy Derwin. He makes the whole table go. So hopefully that you're picking that up. I know it's a little light still. It will darken up. We're just starting with this base value. and then we'll work up from there. I don't want to kick in with a really strong color, because the moment I do that, it just changes the approach to the overall drawing. Because if you start with a really strong value, you're locked in on that, and I tend to like to bring it up. You know what? For the next couple of days, I'm going to be making a lot of left turns in the van. It'll just be comfy. Chris says your method is very interesting. I draw humans starting with basic shapes. Well, there's value in that. There really is. And I'm a huge advocate of you approaching the work in whatever way works for you. So if you find value in blocking in the shapes and building up the form, then do so. That's really important. Perspective-wise, it's going to make it easier for you to lock in those shapes so that you've got that perspective down. I'm just Mr. Rush into it the next level. I use blue or red pencil after placing features on the positions I feel right. I use graphite or ink. See, there you go. It's important. This is not dissimilar from what I'm doing, because what I'm doing here is the same thing. I'm just using a rouge, a Rowan red pencil instead. So but it's important. It's important that we keep the spacing in place. It's important that we keep our perspective in place. It's important that we really observe all of those fun and interesting and complex shapes that are in the face. And it's taking a little bit of time, that's all, just to make sure those things are coming together. But right now it's going to look rather flat, right? And then as we add in more values, okay, then we're going to see some depth develop. We're going to see some more dimension develop. So I'll let you in on some secrets here. I'm going to be using some different colors as I go through, okay, and building up some of these, these shapes in the face. So again, it's going to seem like, oh, that doesn't make an awful lot of sense right now, but bear with me. We'll get there. Right now, this is going to seem, again, like I said, we're going to build this up. We're going to add some fun colors in here. Sometimes when you're halfway through an illustration, people will look at it and go, oh, okay, come on. What's going on? I don't look like that, and that's tricky. Cookie Wookie. Cookie Wookie, one of my favorite YouTube names recently. That's a great. I want to call myself something like Cookie Wookie. It's too late. I've gone and used my real name. I blew it. Griffin Shield says I can see P already. Oh, that's great. And thumbs up from Colleen. Super cool. You know, that's you want to be. You know, you want. I'm trying to put in a couple of little values so that you can see her smile. Just so I haven't got a resting image of her looking like she's mad just because we don't have more value down. So these orange scribbles that I put down first, I'm not erasing them. I don't care about them. I do this a lot with my drawings. I'll scribble out things first and then ink or whatever I do on top. And it's the same thing here, because I just find that when you've got these other, lines and things in the composition, sometimes like that, it's the same as abstraction. It can add something interesting. So Deb C says, "Hey folks, I'm here for the art. Love it. Fantastic. Welcome." You have no idea how funny that is. Oh my. Okay, so this line is going to move this way. Just want to thin that line out a little bit. Yeah, we'll get into adding some color to her cheeks and some her glasses and get a little more shape going in there. Get a big hoopy earring in there. You can see that when the colors go in on her cheeks here, you're going to see more of her smile. Right now, it's not really kind of catching it yet, but I got a feeling I can't hide. Oh no. Oh no. So I'm going to come in with a darker value in just a second. This is just an underlying tone. So I kind of have to do numerous portraits of the ladies for this page. Cookie says, "I love it when P does this cute smile. It's almost her shy smile and speaks volumes about her character. You've cut her personality so well." Oh my. Well, that's very nice of you, Cookie. Yes, Mo. Oh, I think Cookie's name is Mo. That describes her so well. There we go. So this is what I mean by tractoring around a face. So I come back to the place where I started from. Just sort of tie it together. So hopefully we have got an understanding of P's features here. I'm going to put one of P's scarves on. If it was a picture of me, he'd be wearing a cardigan sweater. I like wearing my cardigan in the studio. It's I've settled into that position at this point where I walk around the house in a cardigan, looking like an old man at this point. Gone are the days of the youthful rocker guy. So there's one of P's earrings. I think have you got different earrings in? I think you do. Okay, all right. All right. There, very Mr. Rogers of you. I switch my shoes when I come in the door as well. And I say, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day for a neighbor. Anyways. Hi, everybody. We're going to have some special fun today. Yeah. Love, Fred Rogers. Just an absolute prince of a person. Okay, so I'm going to start adding in to P's features. Take that down a couple spots. So I'm going to start adding in some value. And again, I'm going to put her glasses over top. So in the interim, we're wanting to build up her cheeks, her smile. I'm going to try to get as much as I can get done today. I don't expect people to sit here for 6 hours with me, but appreciate everybody coming out. It's very nice of you. I know it's very quiet in my studio. I'll play classical music in the background, but if I do that stuff while I'm working, I got to get, I think I need to figure out moderators and all that stuff now, because I feel bad I don't want people to feel like I'm ignoring them. I'm not ignoring you. I'm not, I promise. I realize that it's a really light application. Bear with me. We're going to get there. Got but this is a maroon. I'm going to use this maroon. Patricia's joined us. Welcome, Patricia. Is P watching this? I don't know. And if she is, I hope she's not gritting her teeth going, oh, that guy. We're going to Canada. Gonna give that fellow what for? It's a neat value. The maroon, it's a really subtle value though. But it does some fun things in here. Where am I? Is Patricia watching this? Oh, there's Patricia. I said, hi, Patricia. Well, I'm drawing you. I'm so sorry. Monitors are easy to set. Just enter your stream using YouTube, open the chat there. Click on a name and give them the wrench. Oh, my goodness. Here, have a wrench. That's dangerous. That's dangerous, offering people the wrench around me. Oh, my goodness. I might get clunked. Official term, clunked. So this is where I'm just, for myself, going to put the shape of Patricia's glasses in. I'll build them up in a minute, but this is where this maroon comes in nicely because it's not a heavy color. So it's not... it's not overpowering as I'm drawing the image in. I'll have to figure out a way to send this on. So this whole thing that I do with people suggest an idea and I'll write and draw a one-page story from it. Last year I did 358 while doing other projects in session in the morning in the studio here, and then doing that in the afternoons, finishing them up for an hour in the evening. But I was going for 365, but the grandkids gave me pneumonia at Christmas. So that ended that plan. So didn't quite make that mark, but I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm not hung up on it. It's just a fun objective to set for oneself. It is not the be-all, end-all of reality. Okay, so that's coming in. So now I'm going to start putting this maroon in to these cheeks. I don't use flesh tone pencil crayons. I tend to like finding the colors and putting in some color choices that many times people won't think of when they're doing an image of somebody. And like green, I'll put green in the face, and because those values are there, you just gotta look for them. It's just trust in yourself to put those marks down, and they'll make some sense. They'll make some sense in the long run. So I'm gonna make one. There we go. Tighten that up a little bit more. There we go. Thank you, Derwin. You're very welcome. I have wrenched a lot of people. P is watching and inking. Great. Make them moderation. No, I got that. I'm just being silly. 350. No, I didn't make three. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah. No, 358 or 9. I think. I'm trying to remember. Hi, Estella. I didn't see you there. Hi, Estella. No, I said hi, Estella, over there. That is a very P-approved way of building color. Nice. I can't believe if you've done digital portraits. Yes, I have. Yeah, I did a portrait. I'll show you one really quick. I'll just put it in frame because that way I don't have to search it up. I have one right here in my studio of my father-in-law who passed away last year. So I drew this during a stream, and this is a digital portrait I did of him. And so I did this live and during a stream there. So that's John. Yeah, good man. Fantastic man. Okay. Yeah. So I work digitally as much as I work anything else. And but I tend to do traditional stuff, build it up, and then I'll scan it, I'll put it into the computer, and I'll clean up my borders, and put the text to it. So I'm working on bring out P smile. I'll be thickening up her glasses as I go along. Again, this is just a sort of here's where the glasses are going to go reminder for myself. It's one of my original scribbles. Just getting in the way there. Okay. Uh-oh. Brown. Look out. Look out. Okay, so I'm going to bring up a couple of values now. You should be able to see some things better. I also, when I'm doing pencil crayon, when I'm using pencil crayon, I don't go into black right away. I find that a brown or an umber and a navy blue or like a Prussian blue kind of a value, I find that you get so much more of an interesting value that way than just using black. So something to try if you haven't tried it before. So I just switch around. What kind of pencils are you using when you add color? Pencil crayons. Just regular old pencil crayons. It's now I'm a use whatever I come across guy. That's why I work. If you scan through, the pages that I put up on Instagram or Facebook, or the videos that you see me doing, I work in whatever medium I've decided to today. So a lot of ink stuff this week, but pencil crayons, marker, I'll draw straight marker, straight pen. I'll use dollar store materials and, nicer pens and things. I picked this Crazy Maniac up yesterday, and this is what I drew the space, right? I drew that page in that. It's just trying stuff out. Okay, I'm going to add a little more something to the glasses now. So hopefully you can see P in here now. Tricia. Hopefully. I'm a hope. I'll put paint. I'll put little smacks of paint in a pencil crayon drawing. I just use whatever's nearby. But yeah, it's all about having fun, right? This is a navy blue. So when I paint in watercolor or acrylic, don't use oils. I'm allergic to some of the binding stuff in synthetic oils. I don't know how. I can't explain it, but I tend to use, lately I've been really using that Zorn palette and having a lot of fun with it. Colleen says, sorry to run for appointment. Catch the rest later. Thank you for the invite. Good job. Oh, thank you very much for coming by, Colleen. Super cool. Indigo and Tuscan Red are good shadow colors. They really are. They really are. This, it's a kind of a nice way to build up that complexity in the face, to build up these wonderful little undertones, these little subtle shifts in value without them becoming overpowering and, really really like putting that heavy, there's a shock of green here. I get what you're trying to do with putting that green down there, but it's way too much and it's way too conflicting. Like this hat, and just sort of building it up a little bit, but clearly that hat needs a little bit of something more to it. These are, this is a random Crayola crayon that somehow got in my pencil crayons. Let's switch to this Laurentian. It's a much prettier brown. There we are. This is a chestnut. And that chestnut with that brown blue combination, again, it's that really it's more like a charcoal than a black. But I do enjoy it. Trimming. And a bit of trimming. So choosing to draw this in pencil crayon, it's Friday, and because I'm going to show the completed page, I'll post that on Instagram and Facebook on Monday. This way, I've got other pages that I've, together for the weekend, but the pencil crayon, I'll do a pencil crayon page on a Friday or something like that, generally, just so I can have some more time with it and not just force the values and again make them too. If you draw in with these hard lines, I think that it sort of makes it a little cartoony. It just makes it too blunt, and I don't want to do that. So hopefully it's coming all right. It's a little washed on. Let me see if I can switch that a little more clear. I had all the cameras all moved around because Doug was in the studio with me yesterday. Didn't quite get them all reset properly. But anybody that knows me knows that it's an ongoing thing, Chris, and technology. The Photoshop program that I use is from 2010. Just I don't know all these newfangled thingamajigs you got on there. Creaky board. Friday's a long weekend here in Mexico. No classes on Monday. Nice. I'm streaming with Miriam on Sunday. Super cool. Early 7 to 10 a.m. Nice. Good stuff. I think I saw that promotion for that already with you and Miriam and Maxie. Fun. It's like a secret reveal that promotion, because Chris doesn't work in camera. She does. I mean, you see her hands, but she doesn't. You don't see her face in camera. So I used to have, I used to be a little more in camera here while in the stream, but I turned it off. It's I think I'm more interested in involving you in what I'm doing than what I look like. A big old gorilla. That's why my friends call me Mr. Whiskers. Slowly thickening up the glasses as I go along. Yeah, my friend Doug that was here yesterday, he's got like the coolest radio voice I've ever heard. So it's rare that I show my face. Yeah, I hear you. And I think next week I might have my friend Frank Salazar on the stream with me here. Frank has done a couple of books, and he's doing a lot of D&D stuff, which is, if I can figure out a way to do it on a day where my oldest son can join. Sean is big in all that gaming stuff, but then I think it'll turn into these two talking about a lot of gaming stuff. Yeah, go ahead, guys, ever do your thing. I don't know. So I feel like that eyebrow might have hit me a little bit closer to the mark. Like, there's a point when you're making a mark in a drawing, and then you'll just that spot right there, and yeah, it ties something together that you've been working towards, and it just changes the feeling as you're working on something. And everything else sort of at that point forward, okay, you know where you are, you know the path that you're on, and maybe not for other people, but I tend to feel that, especially when you're doing a portrait of somebody or something like that. So it's hard to see, I know, because of the soft application, but hopefully you're seeing a little more as we go along. If I had the camera on, you'd see my head go whip, 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 back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And some of the stuff that's always around the two of them in the studio. Smiley face, I like it. There it is. That's the other space I was looking for. Right there. So hopefully that's picking up Patricia's smile now. Hopefully. Let's see if I can bring it in a little closer, and let's switch the angle up a little bit. Wrong way. There we go. So hopefully, Chris says this is looking great. That's very nice of you. Hopefully I'm capturing Patricia now. I did a page recently where I put Paul Pate. Paul Pate is a writer, illustrator, animator, who streams on Saturday mornings, Saturday morning cartoons, he calls it. And he's working on his third 200 plus page book. And Paul had a smoke detector beeping in the background of his stream for 3 weeks in a row. He knows he did. And it was starting to drive me bonkers. So somebody, I think it was Miriam, had made a joke. Miriam had said, you should do a page about the smoke detector that just won't turn off. So I did. And so I did that the other day. Maybe it was last week. I don't know. Time blends together. I pretty much am in the studio most of the time. Kids are all grown up, so, you know, this keeps me out of trouble. So now I'm adding some more value in and around her face here. Paul Pate's evil smoke alarm. No matter, you turn it off, you throw it, whatever you try to do, take the batteries out, it's not going to die. Can't remember how it, oh yeah, he throw it in the washing machine, that'll kill it. Not that I recommend anybody throws their smoke alarm in a washing machine. Just to test a theory out. Okay, so really subtle value shifts. This green, this is apple green, or similar to like a sap green, or a you know, my favorite color are these drab green kind of tones, and yeah, I don't know, it makes me a little weird, but I like such a dull color, but I do. That's why my friends call me Whiskers. Okay. I was looking for a gray because there's a nice little gray value that's right here in the eye that I really like. So I think I'm going to go with, what am I doing? I got all these. I do this. I will minimize my palette. I will minimize the tools that I'm using and forget if I've got 60 pencils beside me and I'm like, nope, sticking to these 5. So you created Paul's page like 2 weeks ago when I was streaming with you. Was that when we did it? Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you telling me that. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder. Okay. Really subtle. This is what's happening in the glasses more than it's what's happening. Where are we at? We're at an hour. Okay, I don't want Mariah to feel left out here on the. I'll continue on this. I'll put our scarves in, and I will continue to flush out the composition, the imagery in the background, etc. for P. But let's get crack-a-lackin' on the picture of Mariah. Now I've got. Hopefully she doesn't mind the image that I've used, because I think she said something about her hair earlier, and I think it looks fine. But switching over to this side, folks, and tilt this up just a little bit, and I'm going to approach it in the exact same way, where I've got Mariah here as well, and I'm going to put the same kind of scale in Mariah's image. Patricia says, looking good, thank you. And Mariah says, hearts and eyes. I don't know how to read emojis. As Friday's kind of officially the only day I don't have a day full of classes. That's how you remember. My only class today was from 7 to 8:30. Hi, Linda. Welcome aboard. Okay, so I'm going to just get going with, and I'll pull out the other camera for a second so you can see. I'm just going to start doing the same thing that I did with P's side of the page, and that is I'm going to, I forgot I even had those pencils. This is the prettiest pencil I've ever seen. I know that sounds weird, but look at that pencil. Isn't that gorgeous with a what? Anyways. That guy's weird. He's a weird guy talking about a pencil he likes there. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing. Now I've chosen a picture of P where she's smiling as well. She's got a flare in her hair. I've seen a couple streams now where Mariah's kids are in there, and boy, they look like you two ladies. That's interesting. Mariah, it's okay to breathe. Got a lurk today. Oh, thank you so much for coming by. Mariah, it's okay to breathe. You know your hair, especially bangs, are going to look awesome. She rocks the hair flare. Who rocks the hair flare? Anyways. Okay, so I'll pull the camera back in again in a second. But I just want to get this a little bit of scaling in here, a little bit of similar scale. And then we'll start building up. Okay. Here we go. Zoom. All right. So I know it's really light. I know it's hard to see. We all want Mariah's hair. I don't know how it would look with Mariah's hair. Oh, Josh is Mariah's son. Okay. Well, guess what? He looks like the family. Izzy is mine. Well, Josh looks like the family. One of my sons is named Josh. Butterowski. He's a cool guy. It's a cool guy named Josh. I think it means pillar of strength, if I'm not mistaken. I found that in an entomological dictionary someplace. When I was younger, I had hair halfway down my back, and the easiest way to describe it is Robert Plant. I had Robert Plant hair, and over the years, that is disappearing. So, not so much hair anymore. I kind of knew as a kid that my hair was going to start thinning at the top because it was really fine, and my mother's father had really thin, fine hair. But while I had it, man, I had a lot of it. Aw, Mo. Is that a crying cat? I am no good with emojis. I'm so sorry. So I'm just putting a little structure in. Just a nice framing thing, the hair or a hat or stuff like that. It sort of gives you a shape for, the face, and it gives you a starting position to start to assess, where you're going to put your marks down inside that frame. Okay, so everybody has different parts of the face that they start working from. I'll sometimes pick an eye. I'll sometimes, pick the nose. I'll sometimes pick the nose. It's just wherever you start, really. Some people like to pick, a certain part of the face as an anchor, and then that way they know where in the composition the head shape is. And yes, that's great. And more commonly and not, it's the nose that they do it with. But I don't know. I tend to go all over the place. He's focusing when he's quiet. Man, that guy can talk. And again, just like P, Ryan's got really, really interesting eyebrows. And hair that everyone wants, apparently. I'm going to make the same disclaimer. I'm doing my best. Don't want anybody to be hurt or offended. When you're drawing people, I'm trying to capture them. So I'll break a line a lot. I don't know about when other people are drawing, but I'll break lines. And what I mean by that is I'm not drawing this entire shape. I'm not drawing the entirety of the edge of the nose. I'm looking for those emphasis points. Chris says, I'm quiet right now. I'm quiet as I'm trying to color a tree right now. Experiment with markers and color pencils. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, try everything. This is a little jar I keep of just random colored pens and a happy pen when I'm scribbling in one of my sketchbooks, or I've got little random trays of pencils, or here's a couple of different kinds of pencils to use, Yeah. All right. So now we've got. There's a collage that Mariah was doing the other day, and she had some trees, a couple of tree images, and should I put it over here, or should I put it over here, or over here? What do you think, guys? And I'm like, and it was like left, and I think I might have been the only person that said right. Uh-oh, I better stop. I better not make any more suggestions. Clearly, I'm going a different way of everybody else. That's hard, It's somebody else is working on something for you to go blue. Doug and I were talking about this yesterday. Is that when you when you have somebody else come over and assess your thing in process, they're always going to have a different take on it, and it's and they'll say you should do this, and you're like, I was going to do that next, but it always sounds like you're just self-validating as you go. Doug works digital all the time. He really uses traditional is when he takes part in the jam each month with me, and so he found it different, the process that I have about working traditionally, scanning and then finalizing things up in the digital. And it's so I'm trying to explain about I have to leave spaces because I know text is going to go there, and it's like he hadn't considered that. Hi, Paula, welcome aboard. P asks and then just does what she wants. Well, it wasn't P. It was Mariah. Where should I put this tree? And then everybody was feeding in responses, and my response was not the same. I'll pull the camera in a second. And again, like I said earlier, it's going to seem a little bit flat to start with, but I find it really unfair. A lot of people draw it. Like we have a place in Toronto, in Canada here, called the CNE, and the CNE ran for a long time. And I know a number of artists that would do sketches and portraits of people there on the the boardwalk of this large big fun park area, and just that whole doing a graphite portrait, you can only, because of the expediency you need to be working from, and the simplicity that you need to break things down into so that you can move along. I always find those portraits to be a little bit unfair, not just to the artist, but to the recipient, because I find they always come out a little bit flat. You're just a little bit flat. I'll hold it up just a sec. And I got to put her glasses on as well. I got a routine for glasses in my house because I wear transitionals, but I have different transitionals for when I'm driving, from when I'm working in the studio. And I have a hook. I literally hang my glasses on a hook at the front door. Paula says I'm buffering. I'm sorry you're going through that, Paula, but welcome aboard. Wait until you see what P did to that page. She made all the difference on that page. Fantastic. Patricia says, I'm still here. My questions are more rhetorical in nature and generated to stimulate thought in the viewers. The lag kills my rhythm. Oh, yeah, I hear you. I thumbsied up, Christopher. Oh, well, thank you. I got thumbsied up. Okay, and bring this up a little bit. Let's see if we can just see a little bit more. She's coming together here. Oh, I've left Patricia's statement on here. There we go. Okay, so we've got. I'm just going to put some broad lines in, and then the neckline on her outfit. And we'll get into adding something to it. The hair right here, these fun lines I don't know about other people when they're drawing, but I like drawing those a lot. That's some of my favorite stuff. And, some people really don't like drawing hair, and that's understandable, right? Everybody's got something that they find either it's particularly uninteresting to them or it's challenging. And hair is a common one. There's her earring. And there's where there we go. So curly hair is good too. But again, that's also something that some people don't like drawing. And I have I've got curly hair, so I have a greater challenge, with some straight cuts. I always feel like, am I missing something? Should there be something more? You got to look back at things. Okay, so let's build up some of these lines. And we'll start. Where do I put them? Yeah, I empty my eraser or my shotgun. Just one sec. There we go. Was he walking through the long grass? Yep. Erased. Oh, sorry. I'm going to try this pencil out. This is one of these Faber-Castell pencils. I really like this blue. I tend to hold everything in my hand while I'm working. Not related. My sister just sent me a ghost video on Instagram. It's scary if it's true. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Like, dude, you totally gotta watch out for those ghosts. Right, Rose? So hopefully you can see that a little clearer now as the eyes are coming in. I wish I could say I start this way and I go that way, but I really switch up whatever I'm doing all the time. I don't have a solid routine when I'm working. I'm just going where it's comfortable. I'm just following that muse in the moment. Just giving a little bit of form in her eyes here. As soon as you can start to try to figure out a person's eyes, it's one thing to lay out your whole composition, but as soon as you start to figure out their eyes a little bit, you'll start to get a sense of the person. Because we recognize people, we look in those eyes. This is more like an indigo blue, this one. And I'll put a little dot of white, a little fleck of white in the eyes, and it gives a little bit of life to that. So if you're drawing somebody's eyes, think about that. Leave a little spot of white in there. It'll just bring so much more to that eye. Chris says, I'd love to illustrate a scary comic series, but I'm afraid I'll freak out all the time investigating. Yeah, I could see that. It depends, right? Like, you gotta find comfort in whatever project you're working on. I did a page this week called Sasquatch Civil War was the suggestion. And last year I did a page, or I did an entire book for a publisher here in southwestern Ontario, Canada. And it was a Sasquatch book. And at one point, somebody, as people would see the book and they'd be talking to me about it, I was given so many Sasquatch sighting accounts from people. I'm like, oh my goodness. And a lot of them went, when I was in BC, which is almost the entire opposite of this country, by the way. When I was in BC, I saw this. And there's this part of you that when you hear these stories, you're like, I am never going to BC. Isn't that, Cookie says, I'm prosopagnosia, face blind. I don't recognize people in a typical way from their face, but from the other things like P's smile. Watching you draw my friends is really interesting and mind-blowing. Oh, cool. Chris says that book is awesome. Well, that's very nice of you, Chris. I had a fun time. I think I got it. I had a really fun time doing this cover. Hold on, I got to switch to that other camera. I had a really fun time painting that cover. It's just a quick watercolor on a nice textured paper. It was a tan colored paper, and pretty much all the values added to it, all the colors. But this was a fun one to scribble. And then inside the front, I drew a guy. Oh no! On this side of the page. That's the other character. But that was fun. I appreciate cookie. That's very nice of you. Let me. Uh-oh. What just happened? Where'd it go? Okay. Mariah says, what cameras do you use? I Logitech cameras. They're not very fancy cameras, and I really got to sort out, how I'm utilizing them in the space, and because they really have a hard time with their darn focusing. I think it's a little. I had them set up, like I said. I moved them around yesterday and completely blew my setup, and I wish I had a little more time today to sit down and to fix that so it's a little more clearly focused for you. But it's also really lightly drawn as it's coming in. Hopefully, this is looking like Mariah. Let's get a little emphasis in the smile. We gotta get our glasses on. Chris says, I wouldn't want any Sasquatch stealing my tacos during their furry civil war. I like that story. Thanks so much, Chris. I use the C922 for P's face cam, an iPhone 12 for the top view, and my camera is the iMac. Yeah, I have to figure out how now Apple. There's certain things that let you use Apple for your cameras in the studio. I'm an Android guy. I'm a Samsung guy, and I can't. I've been looking, and I can't find the program that lets me use my Samsung phone as a camera because it would be so much more effective. But I have yet to find something that works. I found one thing, but it just turned into spamware. It was just, hey, this will happen, and then no, it was junk. I'm not a very technological guy. It's it's the John Lennon thing. You give me a tuba, I'll get you something out of it. But when it comes to other things, I'm not so good. All right, let's get M's glasses on here. You know what? I'm going to switch to this one. Yeah, I think I'll sit down again today and try to figure that out. That you reminded me. I apologize for the less than perfect camera quality, everyone. I'll take a picture of the faces so far and send it to you, Em. These glasses got a fun shape. Glasses are important to people. It's people are very specific and they spend a lot of time picking out those glasses. my wife and I went glasses shopping, and I'm 5'18", and this is the same principle as the shoe principle I talked about the other day about I size 15 feet. I find shoes that fit. Those are the shoes I get. But because of I'm a gorilla sized person, does this fit? Yeah, that sounds good. Before I look at a selection, this one, yeah, good enough. No, there's more things to choose. Well, you go what's there in front of me. It's always my immediate go-to thing. Found this. Next. Maybe that's just typical dude thinking. I don't know. But I think I got. Let's see. I think I got a sense of the shape of these glasses. Look at Miss M taking shape. It's looking great. Feels strange saying it. Oh, there you go. Chris says today it is Tamales Day in Mexico, officially Xmas season. Ends today. The tradition comes from Rosco de Reyes, eaten on January 6th. Rosco de Reyes, eaten on January 6th. This bread is baby Jesus miniatures. If you get it, you buy tamales. Oh, cool. Arts, yes. My mom spent hours looking for new glasses. Is that right? Yeah. Not this guy. These fit my big head. Let's go. Yeah, not too elaborate my decision making for stuff like that. Any style I've got. Thank you, Lori. that's my wife's doing. I have this is let me explain something really ridiculous. I have these comfortable. I found a nice comfortable pair of pants that I enjoy wearing in the studio. So I bought 4 pairs. So Chris no makey thinky when he's working in the studio at home. If you didn't know that I had that many pairs of those pants, you'd think that this guy never changes his pants. What's the deal with this guy in those pants? And I always change when I leave the house, but I'm going to change this up just a tiny bit right here. Just a little bit more of a shape in your eyebrows. Oops, I knocked the text off. Deb says, I just got new glasses. I was done after 15 minutes and thought what the lady said looked good, with a thumbs up from my daughter after I sent her a selfie. There you go. That's how you do it. Chris says, I buy 2 of any clothes I like. What if I can't find something similar later? Hiya, Charlotte. How are you? Charlotte says, it looks great. Oh, that's very nice of you. Okay, so we've got Mariah coming together now. And we've got P's face in there pretty well. I'll pull that back out again. So here's the top part of that page as I was talking about the layout earlier. So we've got the panel that moves here, the panel that moves here, and then the text in between. And then we're going to have this panel right here where it's the 2 of them singing PM Artist Studio, As a terrible version of that song, and I apologize. I used to do that with shoes, black and brown. I wear Merrells. I wear Merrells out of the house, and I wear Vans at home. I even have, because we had to go to a job site to do with Lori's work. She's a place that she was funding the building of this building. We had to get to construction they're going to have construction boots and hats for everybody there. And I'm like, they're not going to have construction boots for me. I know that for a fact. So I went and picked up a pair, and I found out that the company that I wear shoes on a regular basis of, they also make a construction boot. So hey, that's what I bought. It's the most comfortable construction shoe I've ever had. It's crazy. I wish I had that for the years I worked construction. All right, let's get cracking. I appreciate everybody coming out today. I hope you're having fun. I know it's not the most holy cow, I can't believe how exciting this is. We're having some fun. Trying some cool people. Gonna put them in some crazy situations. See, that's the part that gets you, is that how about the adventures of them? Oh, you don't know what adventures they're gonna have to do. Shoes need to be comfortable. Yeah. I don't know. We could have these two ladies fighting space aliens. We could have them, traveling through time and signing the Declaration of Independence before all the other American people do. Ha ha! Out the door again. I don't know. All kinds of things. I was happy the college lifted the heels and suit dress code for teachers. But the college lifted the heels and suit dress code for teachers. It was a nightmare to be using them for 6 hours. I can imagine. I'd have a heck of a time finding high heels. Any nick thinning is appreciated on both of us. Oh, there you go. I think P would love that. You guys are maniacs. I think your necks are very, very thin. That's the challenge of shading. This is the part that I mentioned, like when you draw the neck in, and it seems very, your neck is here. This is your shoulder. Your chin is here. So while initially it might look like this is all neck, it's not. It's not. This is your neck here. This is your earring. And it's just the thing with P when I was. It's again the same challenge where you've got. It feels like the neck is thicker than it is when you're just putting down the original line art, and then when you get closer, when you start adding more values and start getting closer to the finished image, you start realize, okay, this is part of this structure and that's part of that structure. Right. Yeah, more shading. Yeah, we'll get there. I just want to at the very least get a standing image of each he is. And then, who knows what I'm going to get up to this weekend. You guys be ninjas? I don't know. You can replace your favorite actors in your favorite films. I don't know what'll happen. Trouble. It'll be trouble. Chaos. Just want to thin that out. I joked one time about how quiet I get when I'm focusing in on something in the stream. So I said, "Oh, well, I'll sing some songs." So I can't remember what I started singing something, and I think it was Tony Bennett. I started singing a Tony Bennett song just because I, listened to some Tony Bennett earlier that day, and I was doing a Tony Bennett impression, and sometimes you forget, when you're streaming on your own, and oh my God, I forgot I'm in front of people here. What am I doing? So I'm doing a Tony Bennett impression for 5 minutes. Hey kids, it's really great having you out. I just got lost in it. I just sort of, I do that. More shading in makeup. It's called contouring. P is cleaning the studio. What? You think that'll happen, Em? Is this fact or fiction? Maybe these adventures could be a playful archaeological type thing. Yeah, that could work too. An archaeological type thing of sorting through all the layers of the studio and finding stuff that you hadn't realized you'd put away some time ago. You ever do that? Oh, that's where this went. It's underneath all of this. I think everybody does that in their studio at some point. I knew somebody had to clean their entire garage because they couldn't remember where their drill was. And I'm like, how do you lose? It wasn't a regular little drill. It was like it's called like a Tapcon drill. It's a big drill for driving screws into concrete. And like, how do you lose that? That thing's like that's like 2.5 feet, every day. I think that happens a lot. The finding of lost treasures at PM Studio. There you go. It could be an elephant peering from the piles of paper. Hair's looking good. Mariah says, picking up busy. Be back if I can. Oh, that's super. Oh, let's switch values here. Get this shade under the glasses. This maroon again. I couldn't find material when I cleaned up my old studio. Now my studio is my bedroom, so I need to keep it clean. Everything else is in boxes. I put stuff in safe places that are sometimes too safe and find them months later. I've put things in safe places in my studio, Deb, and one day they'll appear again. I mean, here she has gone. There's a fantastic book I was going to show Jug yesterday, and it is this fantastic French book. It's a Parisian street, and it fans out and fans out and fans out and fans out and fans out. And it's day, night, day, night, day, night every 2 pages. But it's, this sequence of events of things that happen over the course of 24 hours, there's the 12 hours on this side and 12 hours on the other side. And it's just so interesting. There's so many little things going on in it. But it's such an interesting way to put together a book. You think I could find that? No. And that's a book I really like. Well, I also have too many books in the library here, but it happens. Let's get some color in her cheeks. Missing some stuff. Exactly, Chris. No point cleaning up the studio. I'm one of those. I'm a nerd that's got a really organized studio. I got labeled drawers. It's really bad. Cool book. Wait, did you buy it or make it? Oh, this is a book that I picked up a number of years ago. My work tends to lean towards more of a European market than a North American one. And I tend to find some really cool books from the European market, and that are far more compelling than a lot of the superhero nonsense that we have going on here in North America. You know, it's got its fans, but I'm also a little too exposed to it because I managed a bookstore for 21 years. But it's one of those things where you're looking for stuff that's different, and that one was just something that sang out to me. I from time to time here on the stream, I'll just bring up 5 books out in the studio and say, "Hey, let's look at some books." And when I'm talking about ideas and storytelling and crafting pages and crafting compositions and narratives, I'll pull out examples all the time, and so it comes in handy to have access to everything. But when I can't remember where stuff is, that's not great. Lori wants to catalog my library. I have 9 bookshelves in my studio. Now you have to share the name of the book. See, that's the problem, is that I can't find the book. I was looking for it last night and making myself a crazy person. I'm like, it's got to be around here, And yeah, I'll find it and I will post it in the community tab on here on YouTube. I will put it in my community tab, so I'm not leaving people out in the lurch. Okay, so I'm going to... I know her hair is fairly blue at the moment, but that's... it's coming with some darker little pinches here. So this is a chestnut brown in an indigo blue that I use for, black instead of just using black. There are times I'll use black, no doubt about it, but get in there, Derwin. A little more around to that. There we go. Hopefully, it's looking like Mariah now. Yeah, I will put it in the community tab. I'm sorry, everyone, for not having the name of that French book. And I don't want to leave you here waiting while I run upstairs. The last place I think it could be is up in Lori's office. Lori's office is above mine on the next floor, and we're both readers, so she's got bookshelves too. Well, she's got at least a bookshelf in her office. No, she has 2. She has 3. Holy camoli! Yep. Like a single line of shadow right there, and her lip comes out here. And it has a form right there. Really? You're the wrong one. Here we go. Deb says, my sweet hubby's anniversary present last week for a premium, it's long out of print, was an incredible pop-up book of Poe's The Raven, illustrated by the marvelous Christopher Wormel. That's pretty awesome. Not a kid's pop-up book. It's a mechanical and artistic marvel. Oh, that's great. That is an awesome gift. I love stuff like that. I'm building I got a cool box that when you open it up, it's a building. I got to put together a studio and a three-dimensional studio. And so my oldest granddaughter has been helping me with it. And it's taking a while, but we're really enjoying the process together. So once you establish in a page like this, once you establish a larger image, a far more clear and identifiable close-up of the characters in a narrative, then in future panels, now in this one I have to draw the two of them together in this panel singing their harmony for the show, but the remaining panels, it doesn't have to be, tight facial expressions on them. It can be larger settings and smaller versions of themselves running through environments, just because you've already identifiably established for the viewer, this is what this person looks like, and this is what this person looks like. So there's some liberty that as a storyteller and as an artist you can take when you're doing a story, when you're illustrating a narrative. It's one of those sneaky little things. You don't have to do 76 portraits the same size of a person on a single page, because then, that just changes your timetable for it. The glasses look perfect. Oh, well, that's very nice. Yeah. Well, hopefully we got Mariah here. I'll pull out just a second with the camera, and let's see how we did with the two of them, and hopefully that'll give you a sense of where we're going here. So here is, let me just turn this around a little bit and get the logo out of the way. So here is the first one that's coming together of the two of them. And I got to change up P's color because we're going to put her scarves on her, so she can use them maybe as weapons later. I don't know. So this will be, so this is a, you gonna move over a little more or no? You're gonna be a fussy machine. Yeah, you're a fussy machine. Yeah, okay. So this is a bordered panel here and another one here that cuts across there and sits like a so, and then this one sits like so, so that these two panels diagonally sit behind this one in the foreground, and then one in the foreground is the two of them introducing the show. So so we got a start to it. We got something happening. But we've been going for 2 hours now. Both portraits look great. Oh, it's nice to see you, Chris. And he says fabulous. I think they're both wonderful. Oh, that's nice. That's so nice. Yes. But we got a good start, and let me see if I can bring this in a little bit better. This is a better focus, this camera, but I can't get the darn thing to zoom. So here's the start of the two of them. And yeah, we got our page started. And I'll tell you what, I'll open this up. People are more than welcome to post in the comments for the video adventure ideas. And there's no boundaries to this, right? Well, there are boundaries. Let's, come on. But I mean, like, they're in outer space. That's fine. Okay. They're going back in time to tickle Caesar. Whatever you like. But just, with respect. I've opened this up for people who make suggested ideas before, and I've had some pretty silly ones. That maybe weren't. I don't foresee that here, but yeah, let me know if anybody has any suggestion for ideas. Put it in the comments for this video, and I'll take a look at it over the weekend, and I'll incorporate some of those into the page. Okay, I think I'm going to go with the vertical idea that I talked about earlier, and in that way, because we've got the top part laid in, if we put some vertical panels right here for some of these things to get up to, and then the bottom section here, we'll put a resolution panel, a summation for where are they now, I think it's going to be some fun. But yeah, we got some stuff done. I know it doesn't feel like too much right now, but I'm really comfortable with if hopefully the ladies also don't mind the depictions I made of the two of them. So yeah, I think I'm going to sign out for now. I'll be back Monday at 2 p.m. I'll be posting this on Monday on Instagram and Facebook and Patreon, of course. But yeah, if you're enjoying this, and generally what I do is I give tutorial ideas and I talk about process of illustrating stories, and when I'm doing these different compositions, and this is the one I think that Chris likes. No, Chris likes this one, the Sasquatch one. So when I'm working on these different compositions and putting together different one-page stories in different ways and different approaches to it in different mediums, I walk through the process with stuff. So if people are enjoying that or know anybody that might enjoy that, join in. Come and hang out. It's I do it 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Okay, that's about it for me. I'm off for now, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend if I don't talk to you over the weekend. But have fun. Okay, thanks very much, everybody, for coming out. It's super cool of you. Charlotte says, awesome. And Cookie says, really enjoyed watching. Thanks so much. You guys are all really awesome. I really appreciate you just coming and hanging out. Mr. Christopher, oh my goodness. It will be a fun series to see. Bye for now. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you as well, Patricia. Thank you I appreciate you letting me draw the two of you in a page. Okay, everybody, that's it for me. I'll see you Monday. Bye for now.